Today, on the Terrible Warriors. With permission granted and their guide/corporate spy from the Ordo Magica waiting patiently for them, it is finally time to descend into the Sinkhole and discover what secrets lie below Thistle Hold. This episode covers content from Act 2 of the Wrath of the Warden campaign published by Free League Publishing. And this actual play was made possible by listeners just like you, who have decided to support us through Patreon at patreon.com/terriblewarriors. Listeners like Matthew Baumgartner, Joshua Hastings, Silver Wolf 316, and Jennifer McMyler. Find out how you can become a supporter at patreon.com/terriblewarriors. Now, preparations are almost complete. It is time to descend into the dark and confront the mysteries below Thistle Hold. We have so many questions. Who was Anadea working for? What did she know that scared her so much? What caused the Beast Clan to change in their time beneath the city? And why did the well speak? But do not come here, dear listener, expecting answers. As is so often the case, new clues mean new questions, and some things we didn't know about will begin to make themselves heard. This is part 12, Into the Sinkhole.
While the hold was being built, it was not exactly a pleasant place to live. Along with the ground being muddy and the goblins and the construction workers making noise day and night, and without the palisade in place, there were no walls to keep the enemies away and beasts of the forest that could attack at a whim, there was a need for Lassifer Nightpitch to keep an oversight of his construction project and also keep himself safe at nighttime. And so he didn't chop down the largest tree on the site. Instead, he built his house on top of it. His original house exists to this day in Thistlehold and is now the Winged Ladle, one of the most sought-after luxurious inns in Thistlehold. Dignitaries, nobles, even the Queen herself are said to have stayed in the Winged Ladle. It is a safe, discreet place above the bustle of the streets below. It can be accessed by a single curved wooden staircase built onto the trunk of the tree that brings you up above the hold, where you can look down upon the city below from safety. It is there that the McKelly brothers, the three Templars who have been tasked with a very important quest that will take them away from Thistlehold and back to their headquarters at Temple Wall, are staying. However, after the attack from the Sinkhole, one of their brothers has been terribly injured and is recuperating in the rooms, and so their journey has been delayed, and they are staying now indefinitely at the Winged Ladle, waiting for their brother to heal so that they can ride from Thistlehold as soon as possible. It is there that we find our three compatriots, who have been tasked by the Ordo Magica to descend into the Sinkhole before the end of this day. At that Sinkhole, Gandarend, changeling adept of the Ordo, is waiting for them with their names on the guest list and ropes to rappel down. They should be here any minute now. They're supposed to be very quick, but they did say they needed to pick up some things. And pick up some things they have. Yandrome has told me. It's rushing out of the Sun Church with a satchel full of ingredients and reagents and necessary stuff. He got a little backpack built up, carrying that on his way. Lindra, you've told me that you are a little paranoid about your accommodations. People know where you're staying. Your name is out on the ledger. And you've talked with the proprietor of the Witch and Familiar, and you've been put into a different room just across the road overlooking your room. Your name is still on the ledger as that room, but he understands. Sometimes he has to hide his mother away when barbarians are in town, so he's put you in her safe house as well, and they appreciate it. No questions asked for now, but it is going to up your rate, he says a little cautiously. It's going to cost you a little bit more, and you realize you're only going to be able to afford this safe house for just a few more days before you're going to need to start asking your brother for some stipend, maybe Vaird's got some extra money hanging around there, some ancient barbarian coin that you could use to pay for your stay. Vaird, you had nothing to prepare for, so I guess you went and had a drink. You had your smoke. You put your addiction in check. You had a little downtime. You waited for the kids to get ready. And you've been watching. And you've been watching during this whole time. Alindra and Yandrame, Verd, you have seen that they are being tailed. Everywhere they go and running from, there are the same 3 or so people that are watching you. They're not moving in, but they're clearly following, keeping an eye out. Keeping a distance, but watching. Yandrame, you really wanted to head to the Winged Ladle to speak with the McKelly brothers. So you asked them to meet in the square. And underneath the curved stairs of the trunk of the Winged Ladle's tree, the people are walking back and forth as the day is starting to fail. You've got to get to the barricade for your expedition, and our adept is waiting for you. And you stand there with your pack. Verd and Lindra, you'll meet up again underneath the tree. What do you do?
Let us talk to these brothers very quickly. See if they can help us lose this tail. Right.
Verd, did you want? You're just keeping a watch right now on the tail. You're not taking any action just yet.
So what I was thinking about doing was doing the ritual turn weather to put a thick fog in Thistle Hold.
You would have absolutely have had time to do that while Yandrame and Alindra were doing their preparations, and you could have just found a nice, quiet room where you could have conjured this up. Now, fog comes rolling out of Davokar and starts moving down onto Thistle Hold, and people are talking, oh, it's a bad omen. First we got sinkholes and we got wells speaking. Now we've got this thicky soup spilling into the air. Dark days ahead, and people are having lanterns out to see them way through, and people are bumping into things, and you can just make out just a few feet in front of you on the streets, and no one can tell where they're going. They're getting lost, and put a dull quiet onto the city, and it will certainly make any tale virtually impossible to keep eyes on you. What kind of corruption goes along with a ritual like that?
1 corruption.
Yeah, that'd be a 1 temporary, right?
Yeah.
And the fog is sticking through. So you all know the way to go though. But where you're standing now at the trunk of the tree and you look up, you can just make out the lights glowing from above through the fog of the Winged Ladle, but you can't see the top of the tree anymore. That's thick fog in front of you. You can make out the shapes of people moving around the street. But you can't even see their faces if they're just a few feet away from you. It's just shades and shadows and lanterns. And you will meet up. If you head up the stairs to the Winged Ladle, you'll be brought into the reception. And there, the person at the table look up. And actually, I should see who is it that runs the Winged Ladle. Glassifor left the Eagle's Nest, but the tree was left standing. 2nd floor, and 2 annexes have been added. Today, the inn has 16 rooms, which are booked in advance by nobles and dignitaries planning to visit the town. If you're lucky, a cancellation can be made and left a few beds available for hire. Surely it can be worth... So, yes, there's actually quite a lot of empty rooms because a number of the nobles have fled town after the sinkhole. So when you come through the door, fog, once you're inside, it catches you a little because there's no fog in the room, right? So it's like, all of a sudden it's all clear. It's like, whoa! And there's candles at the table, and the bellhop sitting, looks like they're doodling something. Yes.
Greetings. I was hoping to speak with Sirs Leohan, Henloan, and Venohal.
I'm sorry. The guest registry is kept confidential and private. If you are here to see someone who may be staying at the Winged Ladle, I can pass on a message and return to you if you can tell me where you are staying. Of course, if you would like to be staying here, that would make messaging a little bit faster. We do have some empty rooms that just very recently opened up, and they left in such a hurry that we weren't able to get full payment from that. So I will be putting you down for 3 rooms.
That's quite all right. I already have accommodations. I just need to urgently speak with 3 of guests who might be staying here.
Sounds very important. I suppose I could be putting you down for one-night stay for 2 thaler.
That's so much money.
I know, right?
You could roll persuasive and haggle with him.
Yeah, he's definitely going to say, well, it's only for a night. Are you serious? I mean, that seems like exorbitant highway robbery, especially with so many empty rooms. I'm sure that you wouldn't be making that money anyway. You could certainly do it for 1. So he's going to try and haggle him down.
Yeah, so add +2 to your roll.
Nice. Good. Yeah, I made it, definitely, by a margin.
How much are you offering? How many?
For $1 for
One taller for 1 night? $1 1 night? 3 guests to a room, though. Can warn you, there's only 1 bed.
We won't all be staying here.
Very good, very good. In which case, I would be happy to send you a message to your room as soon as our guests respond. What is the message that you would like me to deliver? And he hands you a note.
Right. Dear brothers.
He takes the thaler and he thumbs it into his own pocket.
It's gone. Just was it ever there? Dearest brothers, friends, and fellow followers of Prios, it is your hopeful friend Yandrome. I would request your assistance in an urgent matter regarding yesterday's events. Please see me in my room at your earliest convenience.
Yeah. He takes the letter, he folds it up. He shows you he gives you the key to room 11 up on the 2nd floor in the new annex, and he puts you into the prince room, and says gives you the time, and breakfast is not included in your payment, and checkout is at first light, and he heads down. You only spend a few minutes in your room before there's a knock on the door, and then a piece of paper slides underneath, and on it is another room number. And this is the room number where the McKellar brothers are staying.
Excellent.
And no doubt this bellhop is taking tips from everyone. It's probably made about 3 thaler tonight just on spending messages back and forth between people.
Yep.
Oh no, even better. That's what I'm doing. X card. He has the message. He knocks on the door. A message from our esteemed guests and their room number included, and he has the note in one hand, and he coughs and he puts out his hand. For a tip. He's going to make a profit tonight because there's no one else in the hotel.
There's no one else here, yeah.
Bet you wished you'd picked up all the money from the dead bodies, Yandrome.
Yeah, I'll live.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that for another $1.
Oh my god.
You didn't hear that.
He'll give him... what's
you can just roll another persuasive and even a bit of a threat and just, snatch the paper out and call him on it.
Elindra's holding out her mother's stiletto, at her side at the guy. Or the person.
Yandrome, grabs it. Now, there's no need for that, is there? And he grabs the...
I rolled a 1 on my persuasion.
You rolled a 1 on your persuasion?
Yeah, so...
Ooh.
And he just kind of has a, indeed. Well. He just looks over his shoulder as well, and he's just if you'll be needing my services, I'll be at the desk.
Thank you for your time.
Waters off his best. Cheap, no adventure. Doesn't have a high opinion of you. That's letting him out of a good tip. He's just doing his job.
Fair enough.
All right, so the McKellar brothers are staying at room 15, and it's got a window that overlooks the central square that it's above, and everything on the door. And McKellar brothers, it was Leohan who was injured, Hal Lowen, and Venhal. So Venhal, of course, it's so hard to tell them apart. So one of the brothers, we know is Venhal, opens the door, full Templar armor and robes. And the doors. He's got his note in your hand. Don't recall you becoming a brother of the Knights of the Dying Sun. He puts it in. But you've got my attention.
Apologies for calling on you on such short notice, but our time is brief. We are going into the Sinkhole.
Are you?
An hour, most likely. Indeed.
Well, then you must get on. Time is of the essence. We must face the darkness.
Yes, we've managed to...
We don't wanna.
we've managed to get a contract with the Ordo Magica. He rolls his eyes as like largely as possible.
Well, congratulations. They're not easy to convince.
No, they want the proceeds of anything we find down there.
Of course they do.
Of course they do. In any case, we've been running around town all day trying to find any clues before we go in, and it seems our efforts have attracted attention of an unwanted sort. There's more to this than simply what happened yesterday.
And here the brother's like, who are they, brother? They're the ones who were fighting at the Sinkhole, brother. Remember that one priest with all the light? Oh, yes, I'm a big fan. Brother's a big fan of you. Says you did a good job. You got some potential in you.
God.
Yes, servants of Praos can always be appreciated. We do need all of the lay people working amongst our flock.
I have to say it, appreciated.
He says he appreciates it, brother. Oh, that's a good one. I haven't heard that one yet. Oh, don't make me laugh. Oh, my sides, it hurts. Okay, but don't make him laugh. Brother's still preparing himself.
I do hope his recovery is swift.
It'll be fine, and once he is, we'll be on our way. Can't spend too long here.
Yes, I'll be sad to see you go. I wasn't sure what your quest was, but I'm sure it's of great urgency.
Very. We serve Praos.
Indeed. I was wondering if very quickly we could trade notes before I go down the hole. If someone's following us and potentially trying to murder us, I'd like you to have what information we have, so at least someone in the church knows.
Excuse me? Were you followed here?
Not that I'm aware of. Beard seemed to work on that.
And he goes like, Helloan, check the windows. I think you've overstayed your welcome. It's time that you be on your way, brother. And be careful who's following you. I can't see anything through this damn fog. You hear him to the door.
As I said, I think Veerd handled it.
It's witchcraft.
You put up his guard knowing that you're being followed, and it's like they don't want any attention.
We're not trying to attract attention to you, but there has already been an attempt on our lives.
And he sees the door. He comes out into the hallway. He closes the door behind him. Walk with me then, brother, and let's get away from here.
Indeed.
And he starts leading you away down back to the, there's a lobby or a meeting place. Lots of dignitaries, so there's little meeting rooms that would be here. Places like a common dining area. And he takes you to his... You want to compare notes? Let's compare notes. I'm afraid I don't have much to share. We are just visitors in this hold, and we're not staying long.
Indeed, but anything you have would be helpful at this point.
We know what everyone else knows. Big explosion, big banging bell, sinkhole on the ground, monsters coming out from the deep. So we fight the darkness.
Indeed. Well, what we've been able to gather so far, the explosion was the well. It is an ancient Symbaroum warning against the darkness.
Interesting.
Put here to warn against something.
I'm sure the wizards will be interested to know about that.
They seemed very dismissive of that fact.
Of course, we cannot give all credit to the Symbar. It was Praos who brought us together, and Praos that helped us fight against the darkness. An alarm like that was itself a gift of Praos, activating it at just the right time to warn us of the sinkhole before it arrived.
Indeed, if it had not warned us, I don't know what we would have done. The creatures that attacked us appeared to be part of the Beast clan of legend of the barbarians.
Well, that sounds quite horrible. Well, I'm not sure how I can help you with any of this.
I was hoping at least for some assistance with these people who are tailing us. There don't seem to be too many of them, at least not at this point.
Well, you must understand, brother, we are on a mission of ourselves, and I don't appreciate it if you are being tailed and bringing potential spies to where we are.
Far be it from me to
jeopardize
jeopardize...
the extra attention.
I don't want to jeopardize your mission, although
Our mission takes priority over everything.
I must ask, what could take priority over this?
For that, you will have to roll persuasive -2.
Yeah, very well. Okay. No, I did not make that. Darn.
We have been tasked with a most sensitive of mission. Secrecy. I'm afraid I cannot tell you more, but trust me when I say it is for the glory of Praos for the glory of the church.
I believe it. Well, if I can be of any assistance in your mission, please do not hesitate to ask.
Believe me when I say I wish I could tell you more, but the less you know, the better it'll be for both of us.
Fair enough.
Good luck going into the sinkhole, though.
Well,
Don't know what to find down there, but if you face the darkness, face it with the light of Prios.
always, brother.
And he's already now brought you to the door of the hotel, and he's opened the door, and he's bringing you to the stairs, and he goes, and make sure you take that tail of yours that is following you far away from here. And then he says out loud, very loudly, I don't know what you mean, I never ordered that. And he closes the door, and he heads back inside.
Darn it. It was worth a try.
Good try.
Yeah. Had to roll a 17.
To roll the meta back, what they can answer is a lot of stuff outside of Thistle Hold. If you're curious about like the bigger picture, the politics of Ambria and the relationship between the Queen and the Church and the First Father and Preos and the Dark Lords and all that kind of stuff, like they can get into that kind of lore world building. In terms of actual intelligence on Thistle Hold, they're more strangers here than you are, and they may become very helpful to you later in the campaign when you're looking for allies, when you actually have something actionable. Just like how you can't go to Lassifer Night Pitch right now with empty hands. The Templars, they're here for a reason. It's like, it's Chekhov's gun. I'm not, they have a purpose, but it's really fun to see you interact with characters before their curtain call, before they're brought up on stage, and to see what they're just waiting in the wings for their moment to come up. For now, this is what they're doing. Their brother's injured and they're getting better, and I really wish I could have told you what it was that they've got on them. If you're curious to know more about their secret, we can investigate that later.
Yeah, that we will want. I want to come back to that.
It's a big deal.
But in the meantime,
big deal. It might be the biggest deal in the Throne of Thorns Chronicle.
Whoa.
Just to like put a big one out there for the listeners at home, and for you, and if you're reading into like the bigger Symbaroum stuff, because we might not get into the bigger campaign. Yeah.
And if you'd rolled better.
I know, right?
Oh well. On that note, Sinkhole?
Sinkhole fallacy.
I think it's time.
Yeah, we've delayed enough, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to tell what the state of the light of day is in this fog. And you're supposed to get there before evening.
This fog is very thoroughbred. Excellent work.
You get to the barricade if you don't want to be anywhere else, and the guard is there, and Gandarand is waiting, and he sees the three of you. It's like that's them, officer. Those are the ones I've been waiting for. It took you long enough. He gets down the ladder. He gets off the mini palisade barricade gatehouse that they've built in the blocking the street that gets you into the quarter where the sinkhole is. It's like, I was worried that you weren't going to show up at all, but we signed the contract, so we have to get going now. We have this important expedition. Don't worry, I brought torches for the light. Don't know how this fog came out of nowhere, but I'm sure it won't make it too much difficult when we get into the sinkhole. We'll be able to see just fine. Fog doesn't tend to. Well, actually, it does tend to sink. It's going to make everything much more complicated, much more perilous. But don't worry, I'm sure you're all very strong, able climbers, right? You're all good climbers. Have you ever done any free climbing, rappelling, any mountain climbing, caving, splunking?
Not
either.
That's
fine. We'll be fine.
I was in the mountains once.
Oh, good. Yeah, you're already halfway there. This is just like mountains, except going underground.
Gandalf, I think I might see. Your friend has said we were alike.
Did she? And he kind of looks down and says, not sure if that was an insult or not to him. Makes a note.
Eldred doesn't specify.
Andrew just looking between the two of them going, I don't know if I see it.
So they he's got the ropes. He's already while he's talking, he's tying your waists off, and he's got them pinned into the ground. He's obviously got everything ready. Everything's tied off and anchored, and safe. He's got a long enough rope, should get you all the way down to the bottom. And there's torches that have been laid up all around the edge of the sinkhole, and there's all these guards that are keeping watch around with arrows pointing in case anything comes out. And they're make way, expeditions here, permission from the mayor, and they're coming through, and all the guards are kind of keeping a distance, oh my gosh, these people are suicidal. But all right, and they're tying you off, and it's like, oh, good, I'm seeing you brought yourself a backpack. That's very good. You're prepared for everything. Got your stuff. Okay, great. Wow. And he stands there and he gets his rope. Well, and he's standing at the edge. You first. As you're all just standing on the edge of the sinkhole, ready to.
Beard, have you ever rappelled? Do you have any recommendations for this?
The anime just starts going.
Yeah. Beard's gonna turn into a rat and just hop onto Yanderme.
That's new. I've never seen him do that before. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Andrew,
what did you do, Verd?
I activated the. Let me roll for it. Yeah. Shapeshift. Mythic power. So I can turn into any mammal. Was it mammal or lizard? And I've chosen a rat. And I'm just gonna hop onto Yanderme and ride him down.
You're not going to instead turn into like some kind of climbing mammal who could. No, you're just going to do a rat and you're going to let him do the work. Okay, great. So you just
exactly like why do it myself when I could just.
You see, and Gantermo doesn't like act in surprise. He says, "Oh, fascinating! I've never seen shapeshifting in action." He starts writing down notes, going like, "I'll have to ask you when you come back what the sensation is like having your bones being crushed down into such a small place. Does your mass change?" No time for that.
I hiss at him.
This is the face. I don't know. There's a bemused face on Yanderme. Just that happened. Okay.
Looking down, it is pitch black into the sinkhole.
Can we throw some torches in there?
There's torches all around the edge of the sinkhole. You can just grab and you can just knock them in.
Yeah.
And it falls down. It looks to fall about 40 paces down into the hole before landing on the rubble of the sinkhole from all the building in the Fern Tavern that crashed down into it. And then the pile of rubble slopes down further into another darker cave. And so you see the light from the rubble shining off. That's where the creature was standing, which you learned from the witches may have been the clan leader. Helianor, I believe was her name. And so you will have to make, for your climbing check, a vigilant test to keep your handle hold, except for Verd. You can just sit and take the corruption of shapeshifting. Failure will mean that you're going to put your weight on a loose stone and are at risk of falling. So anyone who just failed their vigilant +3?
Failed.
Anyone who fails vigilant +3 must pass quick to avoid the fall.
Good at quick.
Or you will tumble.
This is great.
I didn't pass the quick. Wait, do I have a plus anything for my quick?
I did.
No, it's just your quick. You pass. So Andromeda, so you slip the grab and you grab and you quickly hold on and you're crawling down. Lindra, you fail your quick roll. And you start plunging. Roll a d12 to find out how far you made it down before you started falling.
Oh boy.
Wow.
God.
How many?
6.
Oh man.
A d12, you fall 6 meters.
Oh.
So I die.
6 meters is totally survivable. You can survive a lot farther fall.
The damage taken is modified by -3 because of the sloping side, since you're landing on a sloping surface because there's a sinkhole. So you're like hitting and bouncing out, down. You only take 3 damage minus your armor. So roll your d4 armor to see how much of that was absorbed by you just collapsing down into the sinkhole as you were falling and you slipped and you're like, ah, shit! And you just fell back. Ouch.
If you die, we're gonna kill you.
You hit the ground and you take 1 point from the you slide, crumble, you hit, you roll, rocks are falling on you, you cause a little mini landslide, you hit the top of the sinkhole rubble, you take 1 point of damage.
I'm at 6 out of 10.
Oh,
I'm okay! Oh god!
They're out.
Oh.
Andromeda, you scramble your way back down to the ground.
With his discreet of 5, I think he causes a minor rubble slide and just kind of his way down because he did slip.
Oh, okay. But so, like Elendra, make me another quick test to avoid being hit by falling rocks from Yandrome.
Oh boy. One, I
You're like, I'm okay!
stealth
You look up, and just in the light of the torch that he had thrown down, you see the light of rocks falling from above from Yandrame also slipping and falling. You're like, you roll out of the way just as a big rock lands right where your head was.
Oh god.
Loudly.
Oh boy.
Well, I think they know we're coming.
Well, oh god, she didn't get up and dust herself off. Is Ganderwald on his way? How's he doing? She's shouting up to, I guess,
question.
Yandrame.
Ganderwald! He just yells out.
And you hear you hear the rope drop down, and you hear him just kind of just rappel down, and he just lowers his hands down. He's like, that's how you should have done it. You put your hand behind the rope and you hold it behind you. You don't let go. You hold forward and you just let yourself go. You don't even have to do the climbing. You can just it's. Oh dear, you don't know what rappelling was. Okay, well, now we know, and then we'll learn something today, and maybe we'll do a workshop when we get.
Ganderwald, in future, if you think you have useful things, I would so appreciate if you could bring them to me before I engage in them.
Making a note with it, my dear master, and he's writing it all down.
Excellent.
And awaiting you at the
What are we seeing here?
You're standing with your torches with a hill of, and he brings out torches he carried down because you all remember to bring a torch. No, okay, and he lights the torch from the torch that you dropped down, and he hands you each a torch. And are you still being a rat? Do I need a torch for you, or are you staying? What's his deal? He looks over at the two of you.
Once down, he'll return back to regular beard.
We'll do really want to ask you about but we're on a mission now. Here's your torch, and awaiting you at the hill of rubble, on the peak of it. It's crowned. There's bodies everywhere as you like, right? There's humans and Beast Clan members that fell to their deaths during the battle and during the struggle and the fight. Others that were killed by projectiles prior to the fall. They got arrows in them and spears, and you see a few that you see the one that you kicked off the edge, right? Like this is still the site of a battle that was only yesterday. So that's it smells. It's bitter. But as you get further down the hill, the debris, you see furnishings and building materials of what used to be the central block in Thistle Hold. From the peak of this rubble hill, you cannot see the floor or the walls of the cave from the top. But judging by just the talking from Gandrame or Gandarand and you and the sounds of the rocks, the echoing, the cave seems vast. And there's a large, open, hollow area. Which site? Give me a which site roll, Verd. This is another thing. Like, you got to remember to keep using it, but I'll keep prompting you for now because we're still getting used to it.
And success if there's no.
There's no modifier to it, but you will have to use your usual temporary corruption for that.
Yeah, I got 2 temporary.
You might not be able to see the walls or the floor of the cave, but under your witch site, you can see that the cave is soaking in residual corruption. It's not enough that it would be risky for you to be down here for short periods of time, but this is a little bit like entering into a radioactive area, right? Like you want to limit your exposure. This area is soaking in just the corruption is just soupy in here. It's just hanging in the air. It just permeates through the cave.
How long do I think we could stay here?
You do your investigation, you're out, and if you're only down here for a few hours, you'd be fine. But you wouldn't want to spend a night, you wouldn't want to spend more than a day. Short periods, right? So you don't want to be resting down here. See what you need to be seeing and leave.
We should be quick. This place is corrupted.
In that case, I have something that might be of use. It will take some time, but there's a preparation I would like to make before we go any further.
Now, what kind of surface do you need to do this ritual on? Because you are on a pile of bodies on the top of a rubble pile hill. You might need to scramble your way down to somewhere where you can
might need to
lay
go to
things out.
Flat ground, I think, where you can draw out mystical symbols.
Because we had whole buildings and streets and everything fall down in here, so it's a significant debris field here, right?
Yeah.
So you're scrambling down bits of what was the city block, and there's houses and You see furnishings and remains. Like it sucks. This is grisly, and it would be another maybe 60 paces down the rubble hill until you reach the actual cave floor.
Okay. I would like to create a less corrupt space once we reach the cave.
And while you're doing that, that ritual's gonna take a little bit of time to do.
Yeah.
How long do rituals take?
I think it's an hour.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
mine said an hour, but I don't
Right.
know if that was just all of them.
Right, that will help against the residual corruption, but also spending time. So while that's going on, Elindra, we got an hour to wait while
Yeah, you got time
Yandrame's
to,
doing
like-
this. So if you want to start searching the hill, what do you want to do while you were down here?
So she's gonna first pull Ganderald to the side and say, Ganderald, I think it's most important that you, my brother's very adept at things from the church, so you should probably watch and record this. This will be important for the Ordo Magica.
Oh, I'm recording everything.
Excellent. I'm just going to, how far away? do
Just
I have an
pretend like
idea
I'm
of
not
how
here, just a
far Fern
fly on the
is?
wall. I'm just documenting the stuff. You're the expedition. I'm just the representative, just keeping an eye that we're all following through with our contractually obligated promises.
Excellent. I'm going to do a bit of scouting just to make sure, and then I'll call you to follow. And she's going to head in the direction that she might suspect the Fern Tavern would be.
So in order to find the approximate area in the rubble to search where the Fern Tavern might be, it would be a cunning roll. Cunning -3, because everything got churned up when it fell down here.
Woof. Okay.
And you've also got like battleground level bodies all lying around you.
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
yeah.
You are a woman on a mission.
Oh, yeah.
You quickly find the crumpled copper sign of the Fern. It's small enough that you could take it as a sample, right? Like it could a memento of the tragedy of Thistle Hold, for example, or something. But also just the copper itself would probably be worth something if you wanted to sell it for scrap. But you find the copper sign of the Fern.
Okay. Elindra's going to start digging through the rubble. She's looking for Anadea's body. And she's looking around the perimeter to see like if Anadea had perhaps left it, managed to escape it before she sunk. Who knows?
Verd, what are you doing while Elindra is looking and Yandrame is setting up this ritual? How are you?
Yeah, so, I want to see if I can use Shapeshifter to, because we can't really see that far, right?
Not with the torches, yeah. But if you if you shift it into a creature with like a low light vision,
Yeah,
like the way cats and that can see.
Yeah, so it's...
But like low light won't help with darkness.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because like... are bats mammals? I'm trying to... They're mammals, right?
They are.
They are.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a bat. I think that because I'm restricted to mammals.
When you get down to the ground, I got. Sorry, there's one extra little bit of detail. While you're, so we got the ritual, you get down to the ground, but you can also hear flowing water moving around on the cave floor. And now that you're down on the floor and away from the rubble and away from the fresh air coming through the sinkhole, you feel a coolness coming from the west, and you feel a humid, warmer air kind of coming as a current from the east. Right? So like there's like a current of airflow because this cave is so big, and you can feel like the temperature, the way it kind of moves, and the where the pile is hit has caused the water that would have been coming through like a small trickle river has pooled and is going around the rubble and is splitting into two rivers now that are just moving, like rivers, just water moving across the cave floor. So everything around the floor of the rubble is wet, like it's a little splashy, and then it's moving downward deeper into the cave to the west of you, and the water is mildewy, right? It's got like a warm like it could become from a hot spring kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But at this point through the cave, it's cooled down to like a lukewarm temperature. So it's adding a humidity to the cave. It's a little uncomfortable, a little sticky, and the humidity is coming in from the east. So all that's just like, that's all interesting stuff. I forgot to mention the water bit. So that also adds to the sound of the cave. You can hear the water just very slowly just lapping away on the floor. And not too far from the rubble, you can find the dry bit for you to set up your ritual, and you got your torches set up, and up on the thing you've got Elindra scrabbling around on the rubble, and you hear them pull out this like copper plate and down on the cave floor, Verd, you're trying to consider how you might be able to see or sense better in the cave floor. Give me a... Oh, you don't have beast lore. Anyone with beast lore would be able to tell you about some cave-dwelling creatures that live in the underworld. I don't know if you'd be allowed to turn into them, but...
No, let me double check.
Does it need to be something that you've personally encountered?
I need a fur or skin of it. So I probably have like rat skin, so stuff I can easily find.
Great.
Maybe...
So if you find them and you defeat them, you could then turn into them. Okay, that's good to know. Give me a vigilant roll.
Success?
You hear, -5. Do you still succeed with a -5?
Let's see. No, I don't.
By how much did you fail?
I got a 13 and my vigilant is... I think it's right out there. Yeah.
So you missed by 5. So you don't know the direction of anything that's coming from, because of between the water and the lack of light and the humidity and the weirdness and the sounds of Elindra rummaging through the rubble and Ganderland. Gandarin
and chanting.
Yeah, you're praying and chanting, and Gandarin's going ooh ah to everything. Like you're kind of making noise.
Yeah.
You think you can hear what sounded like something on the stone, but it was far away, and you can't discern the direction of the sound with all of the acoustics. So, you know stories of the underworld. You know that there's creatures underneath the ground naturally. So you don't remember the details because you don't have beast lore, but you've heard the tales. So you know to kind of just keep a watch out.
I'm gonna look pointedly at female Ambrian. Just with like.
As I'm digging through the rubble.
Yeah.
Elindra's going to very intentionally.
Any character is currently searching, of which is only one. It's a vigilant test.
Oh God, I'm stuck at vigilant. Come on, Baird, come dig with me.
Oh God.
Oh, it's a 19. I don't find anything.
Okay, so you're getting frustrated. You just hear up there, I don't find anything. And you hear the rubble going through, and Gandarin's marking all that down. Verd, you're down there, and you can still hear like the water moving, the chanting and the praying. You hear Elindra getting frustrated, not asking for help. I can't find anything down here. And roll me another vigilant -5.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that time was 4.
You're the only time listening. This time you hear not like a voice or a sound. You hear like a scratching, and through the water, almost following the sound of the water on the same frequencies, you hear like a little hissing, throaty sound coming from the north. And as your eyes are starting to adjust now to the dark of the cave, and the torches are starting, you can just make out that this cave has, it's vast here, obviously, but there appears to be passages in every compass direction. One to the north, we just heard the, and then where the water is pouring, it's obviously pouring and following another opening to the west, where you're feeling a coolness blowing in, like the temperature is colder in that direction. The humidity is coming from the east, the water is coming from somewhere, so presumably another passage to the east where the feels more warm and humid. And where you're right standing to the south of the rubble hill, you can make out that the cave wall opens to another smaller passage to the south. So you've got, if you wanted to ultimately explore this underground, there seems to be a not insignificant cave system underneath Thistle Hold. And it was down here the whole time.
Yeah, like...
And all around you are bodies of the dead Beast Clan and the remains of that, and cold to the west, warm to the east, sounds to the north, silence to the south. Give me another vigilance roll, Elendra. Every moment you're down here, you're attracting attention.
Better finish this ritual.
17.
Yeah, only 55 minutes to go.
Chant faster. Worship God harder.
What did you get, Elendra?
17, so I don't think I'd do it unless
Can't
it's like
find
minus
anything.
5.
You're going through. You're finding rubbles. You find one of those like candelabras I mentioned, the like snake ones that were holding the candle. That doesn't help you though. Like you could be anywhere, and you're just one person. This is a lot of rubble, and if the whole building came down on top of her, she could be at the bottom of this pile for all you know. And it's just this is really fun. You just keep digging and digging. And your hands are getting sore, and you break a nail, and you've got blood now. Kind of, you're going at it.
Yeah.
There, give me another vigilance roll. This time -3.
Nope.
Nothing?
No, I missed even if there wasn't a modifier.
You hear Gandarend. Is that... Can you hear that? Sounds like singing.
From what direction?
Oh, it's hard to tell through the acoustic. Maybe from the east? No, the west. From the where the water is flowing. You can't hear that? I can hear it. It's very quiet. It's so sad.
Probably where we need to go.
Elendra, another vigilance roll if you're continuing to search.
Yep.
You can try and... Gandarand is just standing there marking things down. How are things going up there, Elendra? Are you finding it yet? Like, you're not helping. Vaird's not helping. Androme's not helping.
She kind of wants to do it on her own.
The only person who knows, who messaged your mother and got you.
Do we get a plus or minus or anything to this?
What did you get? Did you beat your own vigilance now?
No.
You didn't even beat your own vigilance. Well, then
No.
you just have
I
to
got
beat
a
your.
12.
There's no modifier. It's just you just got to beat
my own.
But
Yep, that's fine.
You've got like no vigilance. You're 9. You need help. Baird is very vigilant, but he's down there keeping an eye out on things.
Okay. She's gonna yell down after this. Baird, can you come look around or something? I need to track something down. I need some help from you. Not you, Ganderald. Just stay there. Ganderald is his name. Yeah, Ganderald.
Right? Beard will approach.
Give me right before, because you were keeping an eye out where she's yelling and that noise, and now she's like yelling down from the top, like 60 feet away. Hey! Yeah! Echo, 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 echo. Roll me a vigilance. No modifier.
Fail.
Fail?
Wow.
Yeah, I got 17 that time. I keep going up.
Keep going up.
Did I roll for that?
You're not without breaking
busy.
a ritual.
Yeah, no, I'm busy.
Only 54 minutes to go.
We're gonna die.
You hear the noise is so loud and it's echoing. You can't make it out, and it's when Gandarand was like, "Boo! Maybe you shouldn't be yelling, milady. Maybe you should." Oh, the singing stopped. Oh, I hear. Maybe it's his changeling ears are a little bit more sensitive, or just because he's up on the top, or maybe he's just doing better rolls. That he. I hear scratching. We really should hurry up with this expedition and return back with a proper detailed report to the Ordo Magica, because it sounds like something's moving in from the north now.
Jermaine, I
hard
don't
to
know
take
if we have
numbers.
time.
There's a lot of scratching, a lot of moving.
We
don't have time for this?
No,
None of you can hear that, eh?
Nope.
No,
Andromed's
it's not
now stopped
helping,
doing the
buddy.
ritual.
Good news, everyone. It's all gone quiet now.
That's not good news.
Everything's silent. I think it's gone. I think we're fine again.
Elindra's still frantically scrabbling through the dirt where she is.
Roll another vigilant while you're frantically straggling.
I'm gonna go up and help her. Like, I'm like...
Yeah, you get up there. Okay, both of you roll vigilant.
Hell?
You
Got an
climb all the way up.
18! I'm gonna kill my dice! Oh,
You're
God!
up there, yeah.
I got a 12!
And you only had a 13. So you see that you got. And she's like, at this point, Lindra, you must be in tears. You're like, you can't fight it. You're not even looking anymore. Now, Baird, you get up there. You find Lindra covered in dirt. Fingers are bloody. Nails are broken. Crying into her hands, going, "We'll never find it. We'll never learn what happened to my mom." And then that's when you see that she's actually already dug up so much, and you lift a stone away with your vigilant, and you see Anadea's hand.
Oh,
you find the body.
Oh, God.
Is this what you wanted?
Yeah, there. Yes. You can go help Yandrome out now. Can you maybe help me get her out?
The first thing you see as you're pulling her out of the rubble is a broken necklace tangled up in her hair.
She's taking everything. She's like going through her clothes.
Cunning test, which is your thing to find out what's of importance.
5. I did good.
Yeah, you did good on this. The necklace has been broken. A medallion fell off and it snapped. There's a medallion that would have fit into this necklace that was in the hair, but it's broken off. It's somewhere in the rubble. If someone will need to search it with vigilance to find it. Meanwhile, you can keep searching the body.
Okay, Beard, can you look for... There was something that was on this necklace.
There's something fit into this necklace.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. And she's going to
You just need to roll 10. You need to roll it because your vigilance is 13, so it's -3 for you. Meanwhile...
Right, I got a 7.
Oh, you got a 7. Oh, wonderful. So you're searching around looking for the medallion. Meanwhile, Alindra, you find on the rest of Anadea's body a belt purse. It contains a coin bag, and you quickly searching, looks to be like $6, 13 shilling. And also inside that bag is a crude key with an intricate bit worked into it. And there's a coin among the thaler shaped with a sun symbol of black and silver. Looks to be like something stamped by the church. And there's a patterned gold pearl about the size of like a glass eye, like about the size of an eyeball. And it's got intricate patterns. It's like a gold pearl. Really, really fascinating. And give me one more vigilance roll.
Myself or...
Alindra, who's the one going through the body.
Nat 20. It's fine. I'm okay.
Alindra! Oh my God.
Your hands are shaking as you're looking through, and you found everything that there's to be found. So if you take the belt purse with you, you'll have inside of the coin bag, the crude key, the coin, the pearl.
Yep, she's going to take that all, and she's going to stuff in her bag, and she's going to turn to Verd and whisper, "Don't tell Gander all about this, okay?"
He's not going to make it anyway.
Well, while they're saying that, I've given up on the ritual because Ganderal's heard something.
Oh, if you're trying to hide it from Gandaral, you will also have to succeed at a discretion roll. Because Gandaral's standing right around you and writing things down. So if you're directing Verd to go look for the medallion, doing discretion, you succeeded. So you did all that. So Gandaral was actually following Verd, while you then rifled through the belt purse and you found everything. All Gandarel knows, all Gandarend knows is the necklace you found on the hair, not the belt purse. Okay. And you head out and find the missing medallion. You gotta find. You find a medallion depicting the sinking sun of Prios. It's gold on thin silver plate. It looks valuable. Most interesting are on the back, Verd. You see engraved on the piece, "To Anadea, my beloved daughter."
Anadea? Who's Anadea?
Verd doesn't know it's this woman.
Yep. The strangely patterned pearl can be analyzed later with a test against vigilance, or potentially cunning or witch sight, or lower master if you want to learn if there's something interesting about the pearl and the key itself. So there's all this stuff that, like, if you can get somewhere that's a little bit not dangerous.
The sinkhole?
You might have a chance to...
Wait, this place is dangerous?
Yeah.
Yandrame, you're down at the bottom. It's time for you to give me a vigilance roll. I know you're in the middle of a very important ritual.
Yeah. Well, he's considering giving it up, considering that there's skittering apparently happening that he's being told about. I did not make my vigilant, though.
Wow, we
Die.
we shouldn't be here.
Yeah. They picked the wrong team.
You hear singing coming from the west. A mournful, sad, funeral kind of song. A song of longing and passing in language you don't recognize. Sounds to be barbarian.
Does anyone else hear the singing?
Is that
Everyone can hear the singing,
be the Beast Clan?
which means no one hears the blind lizards that are on the wall when they jump on you. As they come out of the shadows and into the light, just before they attack, you see they have no eyes and white milky scales from about 5 paces from nose to tail tip. Hissing and hungerling, their tongues flick out of the dark as they leap off of the walls they had been climbing up along, waiting to pounce down on you. As all of you stopped and listened to the west to hear the singing coming from where the water is flowing, from that cool section of the cave. This is the creature, by the way, I was thinking you might be able to turn into after you can kill them.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I can turn into a creature, yeah.
Underworld lizards that live in the caves. That have been slowly stalking in once they felt live meat come down here.
I'm the same way.
And they haven't been fed in a while.
Amazing.
They're hungry and they're back. And you were making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
The singing, which I will tease us with before we come to an end. You hear it, Verd, and you recognize the words, because you know barbarian. And when everyone came to a quiet, you were all so silent you heard the words for now. You hear the songs coming. Fathers, mothers, young and old, left us here in dark and cold. Running, fighting, all life ahead, I'd rather remain here with the dead. Silent, frozen, never dry, I alone to sing and to cry. And there's that moment, like, maybe a tear fills up or confusion, and you're hearing those words, and it's so sad and lonely. And you didn't hear it when the creatures, lizards, jumped off the walls and pounced on you. And that's where we ended. You have found now everything you need to solve this mystery, if you can get out of this cave alive. We'll find out if we ever return to this game. But this is the big turning point in the Wrath of the Warden. And from this point, you actually now stand a chance to save Thistle Hold from an eternal night.
But do we want to?
Heroes must prevail.
Gander ends up there. I would like to. I live here.
Shut up! You're not gonna make it.
I kind of like Gandaran. He's a cutie.
He seems all right.
Gandaran is going to grab onto his rope and start climbing up and up and up and up as fast as he can.
Not gonna make it.
I'll report back to the Ordo Magica that your expedition was a failure as he's climbing up.
Wow, fuck you.
I like him a lot less now.
You know what? If he goes, though, think of all the stuff we can steal. Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking if you had more Lore Master, Alindra, if it rolled for it, they would have been able to learn about the Veyron, the cave-living lizards that can be found all over the underworld. But you were too busy. That it was actually a good moment. Like, the three of you just stopped working together as a team.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's when things fell apart and you all got caught with your pants down.
Stop.
Verd was the only one trying to work, but Yandrame was stuck up his ass And Alindra was stuck up in her quest to find hell or high water. You didn't secure the cave. You didn't secure the area before doing the search. You're like, this ritual is a good idea, but
it takes time.
It takes an hour, and there were things moving around and singing, and there's something so, oh God, I really wish you'd gone to the west. That's the coolest thing I've ever read in Symbaroum is in that world.
We're going to the west then.
We'll go to the west. Listen, you just have to get us through a fight and not have us die.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're all gonna find out if this might be the end of our journey together through Symbaroum. But we will find time. I really hope we will find time to return and continue this story.
Yeah.
Unsatisfied cliffhanger, but we just don't have time to get into a fight with the Veyron.
Yeah,
right?
Totally.
And with that, we conclude with a very unsatisfactory cliffhanger in our playthrough of Symbaroum. Next week, we'll return with our full cast for one more time to host a post-session debrief with Symbaroum co-creator Matthias Johnson-Hake. And if you'd like to know who was singing that mournful song in the tunnels beneath Thistle Hold, you can find that out and all the other answers for yourself with your very own copy of Symbaroum. And thanks to our friends at Free League, during this actual play campaign, we have been giving away a free digital copy of Symbaroum every month. And our November winner? Congratulations go to Jennifer McMyler. Check your email. Free League will be in touch with you with instructions on how to redeem your prize. For December this month, as a final giveaway, we're giving away a physical copy of the Symbaroum Starter Kit. Yeah, we're actually going to mail it to you. This beautiful box set includes maps, pre-generated characters, and a simplified rulebook with instructions on how to conduct your very own adventures as fortune hunters in the dark forest of Davokar. We'll announce the winner at the end of December, and you can enter every day this month and find out how you can enter by reading the notes in this episode's show notes or by visiting terriblewarriors.com. You can learn more about Symbaroum and the Throne of Thorns Chronicles by visiting freeleaguepublishing.com. And if you like how we're doing things around here and you'd like us to keep going in 2022 and beyond, we exist solely thanks to our continued supporters from Patreon at patreon.com/terriblewarriors. Along with supporting a scrappy underdog independent podcaster, you can also join me at a private monthly game that I host every month for our Patreon supporters. And this month, we're going to continue playing through Symbaroum's Copper Crown Adventures, which cover those events that happened during that 6-month gap between the Promised Land and Wrath of the Warden storylines. All those details on how to join our game can be found on our Patreon page, or just send me a direct message over Discord or Twitter or wherever you can track me down. I'm easy to find. And stay up to date on what we're doing on Terrible Warriors by following us on Twitter at Dice Warriors. We'll announce the winners of the contest and we'll let you know our plans of what we will be doing in the new year. Your Terrible Warriors today have been Mitch Wallace, Sean Horbatiuk, Ainslie Moores, and me, Justin Ecock. Editing and production has also been by me. Music licensed through Epidemic Sound. Next week, here on The Terrible Warriors, the cast will return and meet with Symbaroum co-creator Matthias Johnson-Hake to discuss our campaign and gush about all our favorite moments. We'll celebrate our sessions that were and anticipate the time that we will return again to the lands of Ambria next week, right here on The Terrible Warriors.